This week, I was asked the question about adult protective services. If adult protective services gets involved, does it matter if the family doesn't want them involved? If adult protective services gets involved, do they stay involved? How long do they stay involved? And what do they actually do? Stay with me for the caregiving chat of the day. I'm Pamela D. Wilson. My website is Pamela D. Wilson. On my website, caregiving library, videos, my weekly radio show, The Caring Generation. In this video post, there is a link to a show that you can listen to, download, or read about why families don't get along, which is one of the reasons that adult protective services don't get involved. My website is PamelaDWilson.com. Go there and check it out. So let's talk about mandatory reporting. Mandatory reporting is a new law that came into effect in the past few years, and the goal is to protect elderly adults from abuse and neglect, either from family members or from friends, from church groups, from many other people who you would never suspect would have an interest in the money or the health or the property of an older adult, but they do. So let's talk about families. Adult protective services can get involved if they don't see that a family is involved. For example, let's say that you have a parent who lives alone, mom or dad, and a neighbor sees them wandering about the neighborhood, getting lost. Maybe they're losing weight. They go into their house and it's filthy. Your parent may not be eating or taking medications, and it may be because of a health condition. Maybe they have a mental illness or dementia or something else going on, and your mom or dad can't manage that condition without help. The neighbor may call and report it to Adult Protective Services. Their job is to investigate the concern. So they may ask the neighbor for more information. They definitely will go visit your mom or your dad to see the situation themselves and to ask questions to see if they think that your elderly parent is able to manage without help. As a result of that visit, you as the adult child or another family member may get a phone call from Adult Protective Services. My advice is don't fear the phone call. Many people think, oh, once the county gets involved, once social services gets involved, it's going to be a horrible thing. It's not always a horrible thing. They can provide help and support to help you improve the situation of your elderly parent or a loved one if you accept the help. My recommendation is to accept the help, because if you don't work with Adult Protective Services, if you say, we don't want you involved, thanks, but no thanks, go away, that could be problematic, because then you are aware of the issues of your elderly parent and you are willingly participating in allowing your parent to self-neglect, to abuse themselves, which is not okay. Other reasons that Adult Protective Services will get involved is if there are disagreements between family members. I've been contacted in many cases over the past 20 years from members of Adult Protective Services asking me to either investigate a situation to see what I thought, to see if there were care issues, if care was needed, if there were disagreements between family members. I've also been contacted by Adult Protective Services to become the court-appointed guardian for a mother, a father, a person living alone, because either there was no one available to help them, meaning no family who were close or who were willing to assume that role, or family members didn't get along. Multiple children, 2, 3, 4, 5, all could not agree on mom's care. Maybe one of those children, as an adult, was financially dependent on the elderly parent for a place to live, for money. They couldn't hold down a job. Maybe they were addicted to alcohol or other types of drugs. Bad situation. And the other children saw this going on, but they didn't feel like they could do anything about it. In those situations, Adult Protective Services can get involved and they can recommend guardianship and conservatorship to the court if family can't resolve those issues, or if family is fighting about who should be appointed. Then a judge can say, let's appoint a professional. And I was a professional fiduciary, which means court-appointed guardian, medical power of attorney, financial power of attorney, personal representative of the estate, and a trustee, and a care manager. And I did that for more than 20 years. So when these situations advance to the point where family cannot resolve them, Adult Protective Services will stay involved until the situation has what they feel a positive resolution, where someone is providing care, getting involved in care, helping with care, to make sure that the elderly person is not being financially or emotionally or physically taken advantage of, that the concerns about elder abuse and neglect are involved. And at that point, they will close the case. But at any point in time, that case can be reopened by the family member or anyone else who sees that there is neglect. The benefit of having APS involved is that it does help families have conversations about caregiving. It will resolve concerns about abuse or neglect of an elder. Adult Protective Services, they're not people to be afraid of. They are people that you want to work with to come out to a positive resolution. Many people will say, oh, we got the county involved and it was a nightmare. That may have been because you didn't understand the process, or you disagreed with the process, or you didn't get what you want out of that situation, which sometimes is money, sometimes is the property of an elderly parent. The goal really is the best situation for everyone involved. More information about caregiving, abuse, neglect, caring for elderly parents, all of that is on my website at PamelaDWilson.com. Please share these videos with others. There are so many caregivers looking for hope, help, and support. Join me every Wednesday night for my radio show, The Caring Generation. Have a fabulous day today, and I will see you tomorrow in another video.